Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni's case has kind of gotten a little bit derailed. And listen, there is so much chatter online, and I'm gonna just stick here and focus with what I know and what is relevant to the topic. And while there's been a lot of discussions about the ruling the judge made about this motion to dismiss granting a lot of it with prejudice, with many people pointing out the issues with the judge, which I shared on an Instagram post about some of the conflicts that he has. However, even with those conflicts, seeking a recusal of him at this point would have to go through the appeals court, because if they ask the judge to recuse himself, he's not going to do it. And also they have to get a couple bad rulings before they can really prove to an appeals court the grounds that they have for why he needs to be recused. And at this point, the motion to dismiss with prejudice is a problem, but it's not really an issue of law when it comes to anything that the Supreme Court might be interested in. So think of it this way: if they do a motion to dismiss and they appeal it, the result from the appeals court goes back down to the district court. Justin and his team can't kick it up to the Supreme Court if the appeals court doesn't rule in their favor, because the current issues they have with their motions to dismiss don't really have to do with any sort of constitutional issues. The big issue they have has to do with 47.1. And I would suspect that if there was any sort of sanctions granted under that law, that would be something they might appeal. But right now they have to be careful, because appeals take time, and they take time away from the case. So getting away from what's happening with the judge and conversations about his recusal, which I really don't think are helpful right now. I know initially I posted that on my Instagram, but, and I know everyone's trying to point me to these different videos, but it doesn't matter to me right now, because what matters is that I don't think this case is going to go to trial anyway, and I still believe Blake is trying to get out of this case. And there's a few things that have happened this week with Blake that I think proves that her one case is very weak, and two, she just literally overnight dismissed 2 of the counts against Justin and Wayfair ones that she had been arguing with them previously about whether or not she was going to dismiss them. We got an answer from the judge about garden variety claims, and she's clearly sweating about what's going on with Taylor Swift. So let's kind of talk about those specific issues, because that's where I'm at right now. So Blake Lively last night, she filed a stipulated order and agreement that she and Wayfair came to about those intentional infliction of emotional distress and negative infliction of emotional distress. Now these 2 claims are needed to prove damages, and if she wanted to use medical records and get the maximum amount of money she possibly could for each of the claims against Baldoni and Wayfair. These medical records would have given her the best opportunity for punitive compensatory and damages related to emotional distress.